Hey guys, Resbori here, and today I'm bringing you a different type of video. Today I'm bringing you a video in reference to what your opinion should be on Operation Harsh Doorstop. Now, Operation Harsh Doorstop is a brand new game. I've made a video on it already, and I've gone ahead and recently interviewed a developer, Gooms, who's working on the project. It's a hardcore first-person shooter set in World War I, World War II, the Vietnam War, the Cold War, and modern day. There's a common misconception on what this game or what this platform is, and I want to go ahead and kind of talk about it as it's come up in my Twitch streams, it's come up on YouTube videos, and I've seen it very just consistent disagreements online and what exactly it is. So the first thing to kind of know about Operation Harsh Doorstop, to develop your opinion here and what you should be thinking about it, is it really is more of a platform than its own standalone game. The game itself, or the platform of Operation Harsh Doorstop, is designed based on my discussions with the developer to really have the community at its forefront and to make it a platform to where gamers can really create what they want or whatever they want with its open source tools and have their own experience of how they want to enjoy the game, which is a lot different than a lot of games coming out today. Another main thing is that it's free. It's being developed mainly through donations through Patreon, apparently through the developers, through my interviews. It's doing fairly well for itself. But just because it's a free game, it doesn't mean that we can't have our own opinion and compare it against other games. There's other games that cost $40, $60 in their full early access release, but it really comes down to the experience, the gameplay. In this platform, or Operation Harsh Doorstop, the gameplay is just not fully there. It's definitely rough around the edges. And I think it's fair to say that they're relying a lot into the development of the mods and the mod support for this. They are going to go ahead and work and tweak on things as the development continues of the platform. But that's putting a lot of pressure on the mod creators to really keep the game going for the long term, which has been done before. In my developer meeting with Gooms, he mentioned, think of this as almost like a hardcore first-person shooter version of Gary's Mod. There's not really a source Gary's Mod game, and the game itself is truly what they want it to be. They make mods for people to enjoy, and it can be whatever they want, from RP mods to whatever else the community envisions. Playing devil's advocate, I would argue that this game doesn't necessarily have that audience yet. When you look at Gary's Mod, it's a Half-Life 2 mod, right? So Half-Life 2 had a community. Half-Life 2 had an existing audience. Another example of a reputable name that I think would do pretty well in this same sort of space would be Battlefield. Battlefield approached something similar with Battlefield Portal. It was simply an in-game function that you could go ahead and make, but there's already an audience for Battlefield. That's where Battlefield succeeds. The downfall, of course, of Battlefield was the game was just terrible and it played awful. So I just worry that Operation Harsh Doorstop could approach this something similar to Battlefield Portal, where it's a great concept, but it may not actually come to fruition as there's just not people playing the game. I'm not to say that Operation Harsh Doorstop doesn't have an audience, which its audience would be the tactical hardcore shooter audience, but they don't necessarily follow this game exclusively. They follow games like Arma, Hell Let Loose, Squad, Postscriptum. It would be fantastic if they all did go to this game, but that's a big ask. That's more assuming. So the question you need to ask yourself, will this game have an audience that stays, that mod creators would want to go ahead and continue creating more mods? I think it's definitely a possibility. And I mean, it's a free game, so it makes it very accessible for everyone to go ahead and join. But it's just a big if. I think this game takes a daring step in game development where, again, it's funded fully by the community. I think that's a fantastic way to go about it. I think it's fantastic that the game is free. I think it makes it very accessible to so many people. And I think there's so many great things in proof of concept that this game accomplishes. The core gameplay itself just has to resonate with that. And I think to get that core audience, the gunplay, potential vehicle play, all has to just be there. Personally, I really enjoyed the game. I thought it was fun to play with friends. I thought there was definitely room for improvement when it came to hit detection, when it came to the audio, when it came to the animations. But overall, it was a good play. Whereas some of my peers in the YouTube space think it's awful and that it just simply, for a free game or for a paid game, does not function and is just not fun. And I think that's just something that you as the audience has to go ahead and try for yourself. A lot of these YouTubers are simply just telling their experience and are just getting unreasonable hate for it from people that may or may not have played it. For you, play it. See what it's like. I think it's a fantastic experience for anyone interested in hardcore shooters, but it's definitely an acquired taste. And I think that looking at the current product, you definitely have to understand that hopefully there's more to come, but it's not necessarily guaranteed, just as any other early access game. And then there's other YouTubers that are just quite simply clout chasing and trying to at every popular YouTuber and push their own narrative and discredit others. A wise man once said, if you don't understand something, don't speak understand something. Don't journalists out there understand, which I really just don't agree with. And I think that they've had their own experience, whether it be good or bad. And I think that there are a lot of positive attributes and a lot of negative attributes about each person's experience. So I encourage you as the viewer to really go out, experience the game, give good feedback if you're really involved into the development of Operation Harsh Doorstop. I think personally, again, that it's a fantastic development that is just really pushing the boundary of game development. I think it's never been done in the way that it's being done before, and I think it would be awesome for bigger companies to approach it in this aspect where it's a free-to-play game. We have seen a lot more free-to-play games in our environment, obviously most notable, something like Fortnite or Call of Duty, right? But in the hardcore tactical shooter, we've never seen something specifically like this, as well as more inclined to mod development and centered around the community being involved in developing the direct content for the platform or the game. So really, what do you think? Should you go ahead and play Operation Harsh Doorstop? Should you love the game or should you hate the game? I think it's truly just up to you. You, the player, are the one going to be playing the game. You should make an informed decision based on your experience of the video game. And if it happens to align with one of the YouTubers that you watch, that's great. If it doesn't, that's fine. But enjoy it. Enjoy your time playing video games. That's what we're all here for. So if you liked the video, definitely go ahead and give it a like. If you want to see some more content from your boy, go ahead and subscribe. And let me know your thoughts of Operation Harsh Doorstop. Are you enjoying it? Are you hating it? Do you believe in the project and want to go ahead and see what its future holds? If you want to hear the podcast of me, Fresh Baked Goods, and Gooms, one of the developers of Operation Harsh Doorstop, go ahead and click the video here. Thanks so much. See you later. Bye-bye.